Hey guys, just a quick video on the new TCG ban list that Konami released a day or two ago. And most of you probably have seen the ban list already, especially if you play Dev Pro or because they've already implemented it. And if you play on DN, most people are posting a link and talking about it left, right and centre in the chats and when you're playing against them and all that sort of stuff. So most people are already getting ready to build their new decks for the new format and adjust it and stuff like that. And this is just going to be a quick video on what the changes are in the TCG and what the what I think will be the next top tier decks when it comes to the new format. And basically start off here with monsters, and all the babies from D-Rulers are banned, and thank you Konami for this. This is amazing because it is just, hold on a sec, I'm just going to knock my Dev Pro off. I was going to show you a few deck changes in a sec. Oops. Everywhere, all over the place. But basically, all the baby rulers are gone. And that doesn't completely kill the Dragon Ruler deck. Because they will be, there's loads of people to try and Dragon Ruler clans, all different forms of Dragon Rulers. But this is what we wanted, people using the bigger Dragon Rulers to be support and attribute decks, like Tidal for Mermail, Blaster for Fire Fist, Fire King, Laval, Tempest for Dragunity, Redox for Psychics, Gadgets, Madoshe, that sort of stuff. And that's what I think Konami originally wanted it for, but then they went and brought out these babies, and God knows why. But they killed the deck, and that's just beautiful. Also, something you might know is Stratos is banned, and I can't really think of a reason why he's banned. Maybe you'll see later, but there is more E-Hero support, so that probably will be why. But I don't see a reason for why they'd need to ban Stratos. He's only good in one deck really, and that's E-Heroes. There's no other deck. Well, I used to use a Stratos in Gladiator Beasts, but it's not much of a difference. Okay, then we're going to go down, and Shockmaster has been banned. And I think that's really good for this format, because it really stops the going first OP-ness. The OP of going first. It's really, like, if you get a 6-Sam combo off with Shockmaster, Xian, it's GG. Wind-ups, where you get, or Inzectors with Loop, and you end up getting Shockmaster out first turn, GG. It's especially if you already know what your opponent's playing. Like if your opponent's playing Mermail, Shockmaster first turn, call monster effects, you win. Now it would be easier just to make a Dweller, but that's just like spellbooks. Going against spellbooks, make a Shockmaster call spells. It was a really OP card that really made going first really unfair, especially with a lot of decks can make it. Thunder, the Honda family, as I said, 6-Sams, quite a lot of decks, especially since exceeding is a very big part of the game these days. Shockmaster was a very viable threat to get first turn. Okay, then we're going to scroll down, and Super Rejuve, Spellbook of Judgment, Pot of Avarice, Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm, and Gateway of the Six, and Card Destruction banned. Card Destruction, love to see this card banned. Hated it in Dragon Rulers. I hate it in Dark Worlds. I don't give a fuck about Dragon Rulers. I would rather Dragon Rulers be back with every single card that they need than have Dark World with Card Destruction. I fucking hate Dark World, and I hate Card Destruction because of Dark World. They are so horrible, but thank God this card is finally gone. Alright, Gateway to 6. It's a card. 6-Sams don't need Gateway to be good. But with Gateway, they can make so many combos first turn. They can make the Shockmaster play. Now, since Shockmaster isn't around, it's not that big a problem. But still, you can get off a lot of strong monsters in your first turn, or any turn. All you need really is 2 monsters to summon. And 6-Sams have a lot of monsters they can special summon. okay, and loads of different ways to get their monsters onto the field. And Gateway was just an unfair card. If they ever got Gateway off first turn, you scoop. You just scoop, okay? Then Reborn and Heavy. Now, Heavy Storm, that might lead to a lot of problems this format. I think a lot of people are going to get stressed out and upset because you're going to get these people that will be, a set 5 format and then pass over. And you have no Heavy Storm. But with the archetypes that I think that can handle the fact that there's going to be a bit more back row set, will probably be the stronger ones. Example like Boojins, they've got Turtle to stop them from being targeted. They play enough back rows that is, and they've different. Centipede can pop back row as well, so that'll be fine for them. And then Black Wings have Anti-Crow. And then you have Glad Beasts that can use Bastari to pop them, and then the Fusion that they go into with Bastari to pop 2 cards. And obviously everyone's probably going to be maining, I'd say, Lance and these days as well, because you're seeing the traps also got hit as well. But Spellbook Judgment isn't going to kill Spellbooks, but it does hurt it. The deck will still be playable like it was before, but it's just not going to be that OP where it's first turn Spellbook of Judgment, add 6 with your field set up with a Hyogen and probably a Priestess on the field, or a Kaiku or something like that. And Super Rejuve obviously had to ban it. The Dragon Rulers were just too good. The card had to go. Okay. Then we go down to here, and Solemn Judgment and Ultimate Offering are gone. Solemn Judgment, I'm not that sad to see. It's probably good that it goes. Like, Solemn Judgment won me a lot of games in where I'd use it to stop, let's say, a Quasar or something really good getting it onto the field, and where my opponent had used up all his resources to make it. It was really good to get rid of it. Or when my opponent would prematurely use a Solemn Judgment against me and pay half their life points, and then I still have resources to still make my push and just beat over them or win the game from there. A lot of players did not know when to time their Solemn Judgment, and a lot of players didn't realise that giving up half your life points is something that you want to have a good reason for doing. And then Ultimate Offering, obviously Madoshe were getting much better. A lot of players were using Madoshe and doing well with it. It wasn't topping that much, but a lot of players were able to use it, and if you're able to use Madoshe, you were able to use Ultimate Offering, especially Gadgets. Gadgets were, if they ever got the Ultimate Offering and then summon the Gadget, oh, the pain, as I said, the Shockmaster plays, and then the ultimate plussing of the deck and all these new XYZs that they're able to make, it was just painful when that happens to you. So I think it's pretty good for the format for all these OP combos to get stopped. Spellbook of Judgment stops the one turn combo of Spellbook, Super Rejuve for Dragon Rulers, Card Destruction for Dragon Rulers and Dark World, Gateway for 6 Sams, Ultimate Offering for Gadgets and Madoshe. It's leveling out the playing fields of all decks and taking away that one turn kill aspect of the game, which I think is good, because these days Yu-Gi-Oh only take, each duel is like 4 turns and then it's over. Okay, then we get into this list of the limited, and Dragoons and Diva limited to 1, and I was really sad to see this because I love Mermail. I really love Mermail, and this really, I'm so sad because I was playing Mermail for ages, all last format, and it was such an awesome deck to use. It was amazing, and now they're going to limit to Dragoon and Diva. But I know why, because Dragoon Diva would, you have Dragoon Diva in your hand, and let's say a Megalo, it's an OTK there. As long as you have another water monster to ditch other than Diva, it's an OTK. And Pike Dragoon was just an awesome combo to set up your next turn. If your opponent didn't have an answer for that, next turn was game. Summon Pike, ditch Dragoon, add a Megalo, add a Diva, what I used to do was add a Megalo with Dragoon and add a Mermail Abyss Gunda, and then make my plays from there. Okay, and Oh yeah, Birdman is to 1 now. I think that's because of the FTK with Mist Valley and Harpies. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It was very annoying. Spirit to 1. Uh, I think it's good because like they are slowing down every deck, but I feel bad for the players that bought Spirits and Roosters and don't get a chance to use it now because it's only after coming out. But screw them. Basically, they have so many other fire. There's 4-axis Fire Fist and so many other decks out there. So many different variants for Fire Fist. 3-axis just got killed before it was out to play. So I don't care about that, but it's sad to see that there will be loads of players who waste a lot of money. But then there are players who waste a lot of money thinking Trish was coming back, even though the OCG was different. Then Rescue Rabbit and Thunder King to 1. That basically kills Rescue Rabbit, and that will harm Evil Swarms because they were using the Rescue Rabbit to get Ophion. It will slow off Evil Swarms down a little bit. Thunder King to 1, like it was to 2, and no one really played it. Anti-meta, they played Thunder King, but as you can see from this ban list, anti-meta isn't that good anymore because there's no real meta, no deck that's just like too good that 1 turn kills, or you can just shut it down by getting rid of a card. You can't shut down 6 amps by making sure they don't get Gateway out or anything like that because they don't have Gateway. You can't shut down spellbooks by using Thunder King now because Thunder King's gone. But I think it'd be good because a lot of these decks now, instead of special summoning cards, it seems like it's going to be more of a adding cards to your hand to make strategy plays, and depending on what cards you have in your hand and what cards are on the field, depends what you go for. I think that's going to be the new strategy. I think that's going to be a good strategy for the new format and good gameplay. But you know, Thunder King, I don't think it needed to go to 1. And then we have August. I don't know what he does. Check it out now. I'm not too sure what he does, but he's at 1, and I might as well look it up. So deck instruction. Let's see what he does. Evil. Screw it. Gishki. Wow, how bad is my spelling? Gishk. Okay. Not him. Not him. Not him. Not him. Okay, this guy. When this card is ritual summoned, target up to 5 cards in any graveyard, shuffle those targets to the deck. Wow, that is actually a good effect when you're going up against certain decks. Like if you're going up against Dark World, you're basically shuffling Graphas back into the deck to where they can't use them. You're going up against Fire Fist, let's say 3-axis or 4-axis, you're shuffling what they need next turn back into the deck. It's a pretty good card, and I can understand why they ban it. Well, not ban it, but limit it. Alright, and then Tiger King of the Ice Barrier, he didn't need to go to 1. He wasn't that good. No one really used him. There was so much space. There wasn't much space in the extra deck for any deck to really use him other than Mirror Mail, and they didn't really use him. Then we have Dimensional Fissure, Goat Sark, and Royal Tribute all to 1. Thank God Royal Tribute's gone to 1. Such a broken card. Unfair. First turn Necro Valley, set Spy, activate Royal Tribute. They lose, let's say, maybe 2 cards, then they just activate the card to bring them back to the hand, and you lose everything in your hand, because most decks these days are monster heavy. Just thank God that's gone. And then Goat Sark, you can see why it's gone. You know, Dragon Rulers, they're basically trying to kill the Dragon Ruler deck as much as they can because of how pissed off everyone got. And Dimensional Fissure to 1. And I think that's just, you know, Dino Rabbit is officially dead with Rabbit at 1, Dimensional Fissure, and as you can see here, Macrocosmos at 1. Bottomless Trap Hole at 1, Compose at 1, Eradicator to 1, Soul Drain to 1, and Torrential Tribute to 1. So basically everything's getting slower. There won't be as much back row, or people are going to have to be smarter with the back row they play. You can't just throw in 2 Bottomless, 2 Compose, maybe even 3, you know, a few D Prisons, and Torrential Tributes and all that, and 2 Solemns, and just go, I don't need to think, I just gotta throw those in, and whatever my opponent puts out, I have an answer for. It's not that anymore. These days you're gonna have to pick what you're going up against and pick what cards you're gonna need. Obviously last format Compulse was such a big card because exceed into Draco Sack, get rid of the Draco Sack before they get the tokens out. And then we go down here, and Mizuki and Plate Spreader Zombie, both the 2. I think that's really good because zombies are gonna make a comeback. I've checked the eBay prices and they are really expensive, like zombies and Mizukis and all that. The zombies are going for like 50 euros, dollars, whatever you want to say, each in the unlimited, in the ultimate rarity, on supers and all that. And that's pretty messed up. Then we're gonna have TG Striker 2, finally the 2. TG Stone making a comeback? Nope. But I think a few decks would benefit from it. And it didn't need to be the 1, it wasn't that OP. It's basically just a level 2 Cyber Dragon that is a tuner. That's all really. And here's the interesting part. We have Earth, the tree. So you might see a few Agents decks coming out because the ban list doesn't really hurt Agents. There's no cards that really affect them on the ban list that you can think of. They all kept everything they needed, nothing got hurt, except every deck they'd be playing would get hurt and slowed down. So Agents, they were a bit slow in the first place compared to everything else, so you might see more people playing them. Tsukiyomi, no one really would play more than 2 with this card, so there's no reason to have it at 2, so they're back at 3. Because it's basically, you only run 1, and that's if you side it in, because if you have field advantage, let's say with Bujins, you got your Yamato out, they got something big on the field, you don't have a Crane in hand, but they're not attacking you, just in case. Summon Tsukiyomi, put it face down, whether it's Ophion, a problem card that you need to get over with an effect like Christia, summon Tsukiyomi, set it face down, attack over it with something else, and then Tsukiyomi goes back to hand. No one's going to use this card for anything other than that, and it's mainly going to be a side option. And then Mali to 3, and that's just going to make, maybe Telidad will make a comeback, but I see zombies and plants maybe coming back. Maybe I've seen quite a lot of players on Dual Network and Dev Pro playing Lightsworn Zombie, Adwadi and Scapegoat. Now everything apart from Scapegoat I'm happy to see a 3 because it gives all the other decks that weren't that good much better advantage. Like Blackwings are back with Whirlwind. Okay. Heavy's gone, but they have Anti-Crow. Who cares? They have 3 Clue and 3 Whirlwind. Okay, the deck's coming back. E-Call and the Hero Lives. Now, Hero Lives to 3, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference to Hero players because you have to pay half your life points and you have to have no monsters on the field to play it. So, I don't think going to 3, like, obviously they're not going to keep it at 2 because no one's going to play 3, but I don't think anyone's going to play 3, as I said. E-Call, they lost Strelos, so gaining an E-Call is okay. Pot of Duality for those decks like Hero Beat, possibly Bujins, because they don't special that much, and it's just quick since they lost the Tenki, which as I said here, I forgot here, Tenki and D-Prison, semi-limited, but I think that'd be good, since Tenki was an OP card for loads of decks. Bujins, any deck that had a Beast Warrior that wanted to speed itself up, just put Tenki in it, so at 2 is better. And Pot of Duality I think will help out a lot of decks that are just too slow to get to the cards they need. Whirlwind, Blackwings have cards to banish a Blackwing, draw 2 cards. Agents have banish a fairy, draw 2 cards. Fire Fists have different cards to, loads of decks have draw power and this stuff. So Pot of Duality to 3 makes sense. Scapegoat, no, don't care. I'm not playing a format. I'm not going up against a burn deck or a store deck. Now every time I go to attack, instead of them dropping a Fader, which is just like end the battle phase, they're going to summon Scapegoats, and I have now 5 new monsters to get over. Blackwings won't care because they'll just bring out that level 6 synchro that inflicts battle damage to defense position monsters, but I gotta stick to, I don't think it should be at 3. 2 maybe, but not 3. Basically, okay, that's the new format. Some of the decks I think will be good. I think Glad Beasts will be good because everything's slower now and they can work pretty fast. Gear I think will be good. Dark World, you know, yeah, they lost card destruction, but nothing much happened to them, you know, and they got less back row to deal with now. But no virus, which thank God. Well, there's only one, but it's gonna be harder for them to get to it. What else? I think Karakuri will be good this format. It's a deck that didn't really get hurt by the format, apart from losing Pot of Avarice, if in case they overextend. None of their synchros got hurt. No exceeds got hurt. None of their draw power got hurt. And most people lost a lot of back row. I think they're going to be a very good deck this format. If people can make a consistent build of Karakuri, I think they will be good. 6 amps will be their usual. Yeah, they lost Gateway, but they don't need it that much. You know, they still got 3 Smoke Signal and loads of ways to get out 6 amp and Barkion and Beast and all that. Fire Fist probably will be a Fire King. I've been mixing Fire Fist and Fire King. Loads of people I know have been mixing Fire King and Fire Fist. Okay, and it's really aggressive build that really takes on a lot of decks and can basically overpower you in a way. Apart from Mermail, like, this is my build of Mermail, and I love the 3 Tias, and I was really afraid that Tias was going to go to 1 and Sphere was going to go to 1, but I think I would prefer Sphere and Tias to go to 1 than lose 2 Diva and 2 Dragoon. Okay, that's my personal opinion, but I think there'll still be a good enough deck to compete at the top tier because most decks are getting slower, so it's only fair they get slower too. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Don't forget to comment, rate, and hopefully subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if you have any other video suggestions, just leave it down below. Always helps. See you next time.